And now, live from Renta Studios in Canada's tech capital, Waterloo, Ontario, it's Ang Rob Rants. Together for your hosts, Coté and Robert Bruski.
I can't believe how many people are here again.
I know. This is fantastic. It's like the audience just keeps growing.
I know, and I mean, it's good thing the border's open because of all our American friends here.
Yep. Welcome, everyone. Welcome.
Good to see you in person finally after all this time.
Oh, boy. Okay, so Ang Rob Rants live. Okay. Quiet, everyone. Quiet. Listen, so we've done this live thing before, and we're doing it again, okay? And we always talk about timeless concepts that we need to sort of bestow upon the franchise community and bestow. So today, or at least this episode, we're going to be talking specifically about operations.
Okay.
Okay. And my big question for you is, what would you say is the biggest mistake that franchisors make from an operational standpoint?
Was this a question from the audience?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I should have told everyone we are taking questions from the audience.
Yes.
These were submitted via our private fan club submission form online a few weeks ago, and now we're tackling them, okay?
Okay. So the biggest operational mistakes that we see franchisors make at ACA?
Right. Yep.
Okay, so let's first of all just clarify that we're talking established franchisors. Let's go with established franchisors because emerging, there's a lot.
Yeah.
That's another whole day's episode. Okay, so established franchisors. The probably biggest mistake that we see is that they bring in people to go into the field and support franchisees who are not necessarily, they don't have the right DNA to deal with the challenges that come up as a franchise business coach or field coach, different names. Some people call them area managers. And these people are not properly trained, and they, whether that's the ongoing training or the initial training, they don't understand what they're really getting into because it's not all about the technical. So we just see a lack of training in the people that are being put in front of the franchisees to help them with their profitability.
Okay, so this wasn't part of the audience question, but I guess a follow-up to that is, how would you recommend that something like that gets fixed or repaired so that franchisors achieve the dream and franchisees, frankly, achieve their dreams as well?
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing I forgot to say earlier is that, franchisors, we all know that franchise company growth comes from profitable franchisees. Mm-hmm. So you need, that person in that role needs to know how to get them profitable. How do you help them be profitable? So I believe that franchise business coaches, again, there's all kinds of different names for this, field coaches, field consultants, should have one-on-one initial training, one-on-one coaching within the system, or there just happens to be outside sources that can help you with that.
Well, who could that
I don't know. You can do workshops. I love peer-to-peer learning. As you know, our community of franchisors that we come together for roundtables, I think peer-to-peer learning is fantastic because it enables the person in that role to learn things that other people are doing that work. And there's a lot more buy-in when you know that somebody in your position is doing it already and it works. So I think peer-to-peer opportunities, workshops, anything you can do to help these people in the field better support their franchisees, especially when it comes to what we always call the soft skills, the leadership, the how to create that buy-in, and how to show a franchisee that you're on their team. It's not an us them. It's how do you build trust? All these things.
Yeah, okay, so then does that come down to like the primary mover? And like, I think there's a whole bunch of things that could help fix this, but like the primary mover that helps alleviate some of these operational mistakes is this FBC, or otherwise franchise business coach.
Yeah. You mean the mistakes? Oh yeah, but getting it right, getting the right people to do that role, and then training them and guiding them to do it right. That will help alleviate that mistake. That I just think the biggest mistake is that one of the biggest mistakes is that the franchisors don't invest in that. And I don't think it's not their fault. I think they don't realize how much they're missing. They're not optimizing the opportunity. Mm-hmm. So they focus on making marketing, making sure that they're figuring out marketing, and that's another challenge people face. But that one's a little more obvious. I don't think they realize how much value comes from getting your franchise business coaches really good at their job.
Okay, so this is a question that I have then. This isn't an audience question, but what is a franchise business coach's job then?
So, a franchise business coach's job is to be like a partner with the franchisee and help them with anything they need to be successful in their business. So, remembering that franchisees are wearing, they're going in and they're wearing all the hats, and usually people are either good at, they might be really good at marketing and community marketing and getting the word out, or they might be good at the number side, but they usually don't excel at all of the skills. So coming in there and helping them see which of their skills, what do they have and where do they have gaps? Where can we help them? And then getting right. I mean, this could be a loaded question, so I'm trying to just kind of summarize. But looking at their numbers with them and not making them feel like you're there to check on compliance, but rather to partner with them and find their blind spots and their areas of opportunity and work with them on those like a partner.
Yeah, we just got off a phone call actually recently about unit level economics, right? And how that can impact the relationship there, right? It's so critical. You talk about soft skills, and that franchise business coach should have soft skills, right? In order to maintain and build that relationship. But when you actually have to get down to the meat and potatoes of these things and actually help them grow their business, and understanding of these unit level economics is important, right? I think unit level economics has become a bit of a buzzword, but how would you define it? What does that mean to you?
Wow, we're going on a different tangent now. Okay, unit level economics. Well, I think it's all about understanding. One of the things is what is the model? What should your or not revenue so much, but your expenses? What percentage of revenue should you be spending on what are your key levers within that, and what percentage should you be spending? So labor is a very common one that can really get screwed up fast and really affect your bottom line if you're over on labor. And marketing, those are two big ones. But you want to make sure that you understand, so that when you go into a new market, also all those other costs that are going to come up, are they in line with the model, with the the model that revenue minus expenses equals profitability to what degree? That's your unit level economics, just on a high level.
A lot of people will consider labor to be a fixed expense. You know what I mean? But in some cases, labor is actually variable expense. And so knowing little nuances like that within your business, so that you can scale the business and coach people properly, I think is super important.
Yeah, I get it. So I see how you're tying this into the franchise business coach role.
Yeah.
And that's something that when I was a franchisee, it's funny because I'd been in that role as we called them field consultants back then, and I was the one helping people understand, these are the percentages you need to spend. And then it's amazing because when I got in that, when I became a franchisee, we took off with the blast. The market was ready. I like to pretend it's because we were so awesome, but it was store 300 in the chain, and we thought that it would be a good idea to spend more on labor to overpay. Well, not overpay. We didn't see it as overpaying, but we thought if we paid our staff more, they would be more loyal and stick around more and work harder. And that backfired because it ended up creating more complacency and just really ate into the bottom line. And it wasn't the business model. There were other ways to motivate them to be loyal and to work hard, and money wasn't the best way to do it. So our franchise business coach, could have helped us more in being more firm with us and helping us understand why that was not a good idea.
Right. Okay.
I think they were afraid of us because I was the founder's daughter. So
okay.
But I make mistakes too.
Okay, so we got another question from the audience. This was submitted to us as well through our fan club. If you're interested in joining the fan club, please go to www.angrobRants.com and click the button that says Join Fan Club.
I didn't know we actually have a fan club. Okay.
Where do you think these questions come from?
Well, we do now.
Yeah, we do now. This is what entrepreneurs do, right? We jump off a cliff and then look for a
parachute.
A parachute, right? Okay, so this is the next question here. What irritates you the most about all this? What irritates you the most about like these operational mistakes, or what's shortcomings of FBCs?
Well, just in terms of operations, what irritates me, I think, or I don't know, I feel kind of bad saying irritates, but what I'd like to see change is I'd like to see franchisors, again, knowing that franchise company growth comes from profitable franchisees because they become ambassadors of the brand. So not only do they sell, or they, promote the brand as a for the consumer level, but the next thing you know, you're growing and you're getting new franchisees that want to get in on this opportunity. Mm-hmm. So recognizing that, I find it very interesting when franchisors, when one of the things that they pull back on is coaching franchisees. So we, on our roundtables, whether it's the FBC roundtable or the weekly franchisor roundtable, we often talk about how often are you coaching franchisees. And when I hear people say, we do a monthly call or a monthly group call, it just makes me just concerned that they're missing the opportunity to help these owners be successful in their businesses. And, you don't want to wait till you find out that they're, they've already had the heart attack. Like, let's check their vitals on a regular basis. And their vitals can be anything from their numbers to their mindset. Because when they start to feel discouraged and they go downhill, you want to catch that before they get there.
Yeah.
So I'm a big advocate for ongoing weekly or bi-weekly with a more established franchisee check-ins, and the way that could be a whole other discussion about what should happen in those calls, but that it's got to be made valuable to the franchisee or they're not going to show up. So, but really that, to summarize, that they say, well, they've got our phone number. It's more of like a hotline support. Oh, we're a great franchisor because they have our cell phone. They can message us anytime. Well, what if they don't think to message you and they're slipping down, in the mindset, and they're, or they're getting closer to the heart attack and you don't catch it when you could have caught it. So like proactive coaching.
Okay. Fantastic. Just to let you guys know, I'm getting a cue from our producer here. You guys all need to look under your seats. You're going to see a code there, okay? Under the seat, you're going to see a code. If you go to angrobRants.com and log into your fan club page, put in that code, you're eligible to receive an Ang Rob Rants non-fungible token that is exchangeable for some coaching time to help build your FBCs, build your coaching platform to help grow franchisee profitability, which I love. I love franchisee profitability because you're so right. That makes complete sense. If the franchisees are profitable, they're going to talk about it to everyone. They're going to help spread the word. They're going to watch rants like this and hopefully get some non-fungible tokens, NFTs. Cool. Okay. So without getting too much deeper, there's one more question that I want to tackle in this episode, but it could really go down a rabbit hole. And that specifically is, what would you say is the number one way that you would advise a franchisor to work with a franchisee who has seemingly checked out, has kind of said, you know what, you guys have wronged me, I'm not making the money that I want, I don't believe what you're doing, but they haven't checked out so far that they're getting out of the system, that they're selling their location. They're like, okay, I'm kind of happy, but like, just don't bug me, I know what I'm doing, This is my business.
Are you asking for a friend?
Yes.
Okay, well, you're right, it could be a long conversation, but I'll start with just on a high level. you got to just get real with people and go and meet with them in person and say, hey man, like, can we just have a conversation? Like when you first started, we were really connected and all that. And I'm not here to criticize you or judge you, but like get their guard down so that they'll at least talk to you and really just show them that, like, hey man, like we can help you move on. Maybe you don't want to, but would you mind? I just want to kind of understand and learn from you. Maybe if you can stroke the ego a little bit, and then find out. Always go back to why did you start this, and if their why has changed and they're not excited about it anymore, maybe help them see that you can support them to move on, right? You can help them with finding a franchisee or whatever you're willing to do. But I think people, they get their back up, like and then they forget, like, just be a human, be authentic, and like actually, talk to them in a way that you care. That would be the best I can say in a short period of time.
I got it. Okay, so before we wrap up then.
Okay.
What else would you like to talk about? Is there anything else that's on your mind about this operational component, about this, my mic's falling out here.
That happens to me all the time. I don't know. I don't want to get promotional because I'm not all about that, but I do want people to know that we have roundtables, that, we have our free franchisor roundtables. We have a very affordable subscription model for FBC, franchise business coaches, because I was one and I would have loved to have peer support like that to learn how to deal with frustrated franchisees that had invested their life savings. So, maybe that people can check that out, and if nothing else, find peers. Like get together with people who are going through your same challenges and learn from each other.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
All right. That's everything today. Okay.
Let's get the audience to say "Go be awesome" with us.
Okay, we can do that.
Are you guys ready?
Are you all ready?
Okay.
I don't know if we'll be able to get the mic crew out there to pick them up, but we can give it a shot.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Audio guys, ready? Here we go.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Go be awesome.